this is Living Dread Girl with Locks, Knots, and Stitches, a fiber arts podcast. I live here in beautiful Rochester, New York with my son / producer, Turbo Joe, with our 3 dogs, 4 cats, and boa constrictor. You can find me on Ravelry at sparklingwater000, Instagram at demolition_Debbie_199, and the best way to contact me is at locksnotstitches@gmail.com. Alright, so a couple things I want to go over first is I'm working on branding myself. Basically, I'm not trying to start a multi-million-dollar business or business at all, but I would like to have a simple brand to make it easier to promote my podcast and to showcase work. In addition to giving the charity items away, just be able to present a brand, say this is from Locks, Knots, and Stitches. So that's just something I'll be working on. It'll just make it easier when editing and putting everything together. On the beginning screen, there you go, the brand, episode, whatever, and so on. Alright, a couple of things. I'm going to be working overtime shortly, so I won't have as many, I don't want to say if any, but I won't have as many finished objects as I don't have many as of right now. And it's probably not going to get any better for a while, but the overtime will afford me more of this wonderful stuff, mainly indie dyed yarns at that point. So that's just the way it goes. I do work full-time, and I NSO. I did skate at one point for Rock City Roller Derby, and I do bring my yarn and projects along with me everywhere, so any moment I get, I'll work on it. But with those things on top of the overtime, having the time to work on stuff is going to diminish a bit. But it'll all work out in the end, as I see it. Okay, and I just wanted to talk about needles real fast. Mainly the knitting needles. So I wanted to purchase needles, but I couldn't afford the really nice ones, and I do have a set of Cowls, and they're amazing. But all the stuff I want to make, I couldn't do it. So I went to Amazon, and I got these cheaper needles. They're bamboo. Some of them are carbonized. And buy one more set. They come in 18, 2.25 millimeters up to about 12 millimeters. I mean, I don't need all those sizes, but that's just how they came. I mean, and they're about $5 to $8, I believe. I'm gonna buy one more set. This is just a plain. The other one is a carbonized. It's not the best, but if you see this little spot, I'm not sure if it's gonna focus. Right there where this meets this. It's a little funky moving it, especially when doing the magic loop, but I've gotten over it. It's not a big deal. You know, again, with working overtime, some point later on I will be able to afford the nicer stuff, but I really just want to get a lot of knitting done, a lot of practice knitting. It's a lot of what I've been doing, learning a lot of different stitches, learning to read patterns. So again, I decided to go that route in buying the needles. The crochet hooks I've had for a while, so not as bad, but I did buy a few just to have extras. So I did want to go over that. And I wanted to talk about, again, yarn choices. I did talk about it in the very first episode, but I just wanted to touch on it again. For charity purposes, it will be all acrylic. I mean, that's just how the story goes with that. For my son, he chose acrylic because of the care, the easy care. So that was his choice. So all the items made for him will be acrylic. So with that said, most of my stash, I think all of my stash this week, is acrylic or acrylic blend for the most part. And that's, again, the charity in my son's choice. But for my personal use, I kind of use them all, and I will be getting more indie dyed yarn from my favorite yarn shop, the Black Pearl. So that's it. So what am I drinking? Well, it's really hot. You can see I'm a little sweaty. I'm upstairs because that's the only place I can film. But I am, please focus, drinking sparkling water. It's basically just seltzer water with it's like throwing in a orange and or a tangerine and blackberry, but it really just tastes like seltzer water. I love it. I love the bubbles. So that's pretty much what I like. So on to the charity stuff. The first one is the dog and cat blankets. I did finish this one. It does need to be washed and blocked, but so that's pretty cool. I'm hoping to whip out a few more before things get a little crazy. I wanted to loom knit the baby hats because things are going to get a little crazy, and I figure I'll be able to whip them out really quick, faster than crochet at that point. So I will be loom knitting those. And I was thinking about baby booties as well. I'll probably loom knit a bunch of those. I do have the looms for those, so I will definitely be going that route. I did speak last episode of the Wrapped in Love charity by Coo Coo for Cowls. And I started this one. So this kind of kills two birds with one stone for me. I get to work on reading patterns and the charity. This one's working up pretty fast. I worked on it one day, and 500 other projects later, have not worked on it yet, but it was pretty cool. I'll show you the pattern, then I'll show you the yarn. There's my little notes on there. So it's at redheart.com, and it's called the Crochet Triangle Shawl. So what is it? Oh, it's saying you only need one Super Saver skein of yarn. Skein. Yeah. So apparently you don't need much. I'm using actually the Bernat Pop, and I will, it's the Bernat Pop Ebony and Ivory colorway. 5 ounces, 140 grams, 100% acrylic, 180 yards, 256 meters. I'll show you. Well, turn it the right way. So, I thought that was pretty cool. I think that's it for charity. I was going to do the shawls. Alright, so like I said, not much for finished objects. I did whip this up. Give me just a little money pouch. I made those little parts for coins to kind of fall into. And then I put a little bead on it, and fairly simple. So, put that down over here. One thing I did want to talk about, if anyone can help me, I did make this a while back. But I don't like the small opening. It's like, I just wish it were bigger, I guess. I guess I can fit my hand in there, but it still seems a little tight to get stuff in and out of, so if there's bigger ones of these, that'd be great. On to my lips. So, first let me talk about the blankets I showed in my first episode. Those are year-long projects I specifically made to be year-long. So by next winter, they'll be ready. Wasn't expecting to have them done this summer. That wasn't the idea. The idea was just to get them started, to have something to always work on. And then by fall/winter, they should be all set. So then, let's move on to my socks. They're not done yet. Lots been going on. I'm always starting projects, always doing something else. And if you remember, it was, let me just put it this way. Okay, it was in the Deep Hue Sea. I Ain't Got No Crystal Ball in the Caribbean colorway. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, fingering sock weight, 4-ply yarn. So, I will show you how far I'm on that. So, dun 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 dun. One sock is finished. Looking at my face. So what I did here was, let me turn it this way. I do not have sock blockers. I will order one pair, and but hopefully again I'll get more. So I started with the Turkish cast on. There it goes. Right there. And then I got to about right here. So I would say I tried it on. And then, so I did half 32, 32, so it's 64 stitches total. So the Turkish cast on, it was 16. Right? Yeah, so 16 on each side. So what I did was, here, I'll just talk from over here, so trying to get it to focus. So I knit it up, tried it on. Once I got to the part that I like, I then knit the stockinette stitch, these, just this flap. So that was 33 rows. But every time I started a new row, I slipped a stitch purlwise, but only on the starting of each row. And then, to turn the heel, I can't even explain the process. Excuse me, I will put down below the video that she used to explain the process, but it did come out beautiful. That's the turn right there. But it was that also was there was a lot of slipping in there. But anyways, so with the reason why you slip the stitches, so it was easy to pick up that slip stitch. So you didn't have to worry about skipping two, you just picked it up. And then in the very corners, I'll get a little closer for you. In the very corner, I picked up 2 stitches, and again, she explained that very well. And then you did the gusset all the way around. And let me get the sock. Let me look at it. So, going up. Okay. So going up this side, if I can remember, was it a knit 2 together? I think this side was knit 2 together, and then you went around. And was this side SSK? I think this one was SSK. Till I got back to 64, and then I said I was going to do 1 by 1 ribbing, but I ended up doing 2 by 2. I thought it looked nicer. And this, I like this. Was this a crew size sock? I really like it because it's a little bit bigger than the ankle sock, and it just fits over my ankle. So that's the one size I'll be definitely making a lot of. Then here's the second sock. I just started the heel flap. There we go. Sorry about that. Doesn't want it to focus. So I got these. So I got this far. Not bad, not bad. For my first pair of like knit socks. I've made socks before in the past when they were worsted weight. But these are my first little ones like that. And I think in the very first episode I showed you this, and I said this is an oversized sweater, extremely oversized. It was to be used for outside, to be rough and tough. That's why I kept it in acrylic. Kind of used for everything, but I wanted something handmade at the same time. And instead of throwing it on some knitting needles, because I didn't have the long ones at the moment that I'm ordering, I used Tunisian crochet, and this is 120 centimeter, I think that's 47 inches. And I've been doing the knit stitch, so it looks knit. As you can see. So what originally happened was, when I started this, there's this flap right here that I did not want to be the black part. This was actually, once the body is built, I was going to go back in and crochet this flap on, because it was going to be this color, and the flap was going to go up. Well, for some reason, I started over here, way over here. So I skipped this whole piece right here. I gotten quite a few rows up, so then I had to pull it all out and start over again. So that took a very long time. But as you can see, I can, I mean, it's quite a few rolls. Obviously, you know, the tight stitch it curls, but you know, it takes a little bit longer than this stitch down here. Okay, so the yarn I used for this was the Lion brand 1 pound of love. It is obviously 16 ounces, 454 grams, 1,020 yards, and like 932 meters. And the color, it's a medium worsted weight. Does it have a funky colorway? Just black. And then the yarn for the is the Red Heart Super Saver, the Buff Fleck. Okay. And that's Red Heart Super Saver. Just want you to get a look at that. Cool. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over. Too much yarn. Okay. Alright, so next, I will show you my son's sweater. We originally wanted to go DK weight, but I had a hard time getting some DK weight acrylics. Kind of like to shop locally, but we might have to order some for him. But this yarn actually ended up being pretty thin. So this is the neck. And that's how I'm shaping it out. Got all my little markers on there. So essentially it should be no seam, is the idea. And apparently that's the front where I put this little stitch marker. So that should be fun for him. And he picked out Stitch Studio by Nicole, which I believe is the AC Moore brand. 100% acrylic. 704 yards, 644 meters in this roll. 28 grams, 9.8 ounces. Number 4 medium worsted weight yarn. So, let you take a look at that. Oh, my face, sorry. Really nice color. So that should make a really nice sweater for him. Let me just double check my notes here. Okay. So we're going to kind of segue into it's a little bit of a sewing project I'll be doing. It's kind of like stash enhancements, but so let me. So I have this purse that I got from the Salvation Army, leather, but the inside's a little rough, and I wanted to fix it up. So I didn't need a ton of fabric to fix up the inside, but I thought I would make it brighter. It's a dark brown leather bag with gorgeous hardware on it, so whoever gave it up thank you. I appreciate it. Any more people want to give up gorgeous leather products, be my guest. I'll be there to buy it. So this is the first fabric I got. And these fabric quarters are 18 by 21 inches. And that's the second. And then it doesn't have a zipper on the inside, so of course all my stuff's gonna fall out. Me without a zipper is insane. So that's the zipper I picked. And it'll kind of blend in with the hardware. And even though it's a dark brown, this is like a grayish brown. My face is in the way. I think that'll just kind of go together better. Well, at least for me, it'll go together. It's all who really matters anyways in that aspect. And then I talked about, let me pull it out first. I did show you the very first episode. This project bag. Well, it was going to be a project bag from the dollar store. And it's held up really well. Had it for some time now. So the fabric is nice. So I thought I could make myself a $5 project bag. Basically $1. These were $1. And the zipper for it was $2. So let's see. Again, these are 20, yep. So 18 by 21 inches. I thought it'd be really fun fabric. Just fun fabric, and then just take out the zipper for you. Really show the color of it. So I thought that would be a lot of fun. So it's kind of like a stash enhancement whip. So those being my first kind of sewing projects in a long time, I didn't want to go all out not knowing what I was getting myself into. But they're fairly simple. Since the bag is already put together, I just need to put the pieces on. The bag's fairly strong, so not sure I'm going to do much with it otherwise, but just thought some extra fabric and a zipper and it's good to go. Nothing fancy. And then I just want to show you this. When I was picking up the fabric, this was on clearance. So I just had to get it. I don't know why. 'Twas there, 'twas there. Alright. That down. And now for some stash enhancements, I'll show you a few things. We'll start with my thoughts for the charity. So, where do I go here? So, I watch a lot of podcasts. Fiber arts, from loom knitting to crochet knitting. And a loom knitter had suggested this yarn. by Premier, which I believe makes the sweet rolls. Well, this is Candy Shop. And I thought maybe for a cat blanket, that would be cute. It's their colorway Lollipop. That's where I got most of my animals for Lollipop Farm. So that's kind of cute. Sorry. I kind of knocked everything over at some point that I had all nice. And another idea for another blanket, and this is same type, this is Twix. So I'll just show you let it hit the light right there. You can see that. And then another one. And that one is caramel. I thought those would be fun. They were on sale like 3 for $10, so I thought those would be great. Alright. Alright. And then the sweet rolls. I liked kind of picking stuff I like at this point. This is Mint Squirrel, and these are the sweet rolls by Premier. And I might do a dog blanket out of that one. And let's see what else. And then another blanket is going to be this. And this is Twilight. This is just the Michaels brand, I believe. Value Craft Smart. But I just thought it'd be a fun blanket. Still finding my face. So I thought that'd be a lot of fun for blankets. Alright. This I just picked up real quick. I have no idea. It's picking up all these things, and it looked really cute. And I figure it could be the edging around one of these, since it had that same type of look, that twisted look. This is Tweed Stripe by Lion Brand. This is Lakeside. I just thought it'd be fun. It was on clearance. I thought it'd be fun to go with that. That motif. Okay, so now, my son wants socks. So I found this. This is by Loops and Thread, a Michael brand, and it's specifically a sock yarn. Obviously you can use it for other things. But it's, what's it say on here? But anyways, oh, super fine. It could be used to make socks, so I thought I'd try that for him. And I just got like a couple different colors. So we're going to try that for him. The Patton's Croy socks. This is the blue striped rag. And it's a 75% washable wool, 25% nylon. 166 yards is all it's given me. Is it giving me wash instructions? Kind of. But I got this and this, so I'm going to try that next for my socks. I will be from now on knitting 2 at a time. And then I showed you these last week for the skates. It's still finding me, and I thought I would try a hemp yarn for that. So it's 100 grams, right? Yeah, 100 grams, 219 yards, 3.5 ounces, 200 millimeters, 200 meters, and it's 100% hemp. Again, this is a Stitch Studio, so I'm gonna try this and then see how I like it. All right. Oh, real fast. So kind of going into now what's new, and we're blending into stash enhancements. I did get these, so I can effectively maybe block something that I never do. So that's there. Hopefully we'll do that. I want to start making stitch markers. So I bought this wonderful thing. Put all my beads in. I have a lot of beads. And so I bought some of the things I need. And really cool. This is more like a stitch keeper. Maybe like on a worsted weight project, could be a they're little owls, and they come in different colors, so I'm going to make some of those. I did buy a couple extra crochet hooks for when I'm making socks, so I have them. 2.25 and 2.75. And then I bought little embroidery shears. So I thought those were cute. And let me take these out of the package and show them to you. I bought the 3-in-1 pliers. So I thought that'd be a lot of fun, make my own progress keepers, stitch markers, and whatnot. So again, for the learning part, I'll be making this stitch markers. Then I'll be learning more. My friend's going to help me more with social media and using it more effectively. Right now I'm really not. But I have been trying, especially with the Instagram posting and whatnot. I've been working really hard to make that the center of my universe, so I actually post there. So the next thing I want to learn is brioche knitting. Ooh, so exciting. So I have some big yarns I can use because I know it's easier to start with like a nice heavy worsted weight yarn, or even with 5 yarn. so you can see your stitches and what you're doing. So I'm excited to start learning that. So hopefully at some point I will. And then the knitting community. I wanted to be really local in my knitting community. Excuse me. And one of the things I found was there was something going on Tuesday nights. That's a little bit of a conflict, but I'm going to work really hard to make it work. Tuesday nights are really hard for me. I'm usually just beat with everything that's going on up until Tuesday and then after Tuesday. So if, like, not every Tuesday night is a conflict with something else going on, so when that's the case, I'm going to fly home and take a nap and then go. So I'm going to work really hard because I really want to be a part of the local community and knitting and hopefully work with others to do charity works within our community and really help out our community in that way through something we're passionate about. So that's something I'm going to work towards and hopefully report back to everybody about that. Alright, and then animals. Well, I wrote something in my notes that I don't understand. I wrote dogs upstairs. So that could be a lot of things. But I don't know what. So, but usually when they're up here, they're in our beds sleeping. So that's pretty cool. I will insert some pictures, though, of some snakes at work. They're kind of silly looking. I don't know what they were doing, but it was pretty cool. Me and my coworker are really into snakes. We have actually brother and sister snakes right now. The two boa constrictors. My boa constrictor's named Kronos. Hers is Olivia. It's funny, mine's Kronos, you know, the Star Trek Klingons. They're very violent and, you know, tough creatures, and my snake's very kind of laid back. Her snake is Olivia, and she's very kind of violent herself. But baby snakes can be a little temperamental since when they're born, they're on their own and they have to be. They don't know what's going to eat them, you know, what's going to hurt them. So they can be really temperamental. So, and hers is. So it's pretty funny. At my work, there were 3 bearded dragons. They never sold and they got bigger. They're getting to the point where, depending on their gender, they will start fighting. So they're going to have to be separated. And, you know, at that point, we kind of get first dibs on that. So, should that be the case, then we'll be bringing home a bearded dragon. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. They are a pretty good size right now. I mean, they're still babies, but for babies, they're pretty decent size, and we don't want them to hurt each other. So they're unfortunately outgrowing their habitats and the means, and we need to find them good homes. So instead of a leopard gecko, we might be getting a bearded dragon. Excuse me. So that's one of the cool things in the animal realm I wanted to share with you. Alright. I don't have any questions for you this week, but if you have any for me, please reach me at locksknotstitches@gmail.com. And I want to say thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you again. This is Living Dread Girl at Locks, Knots, and Stitches. Make your day as awesome as possible. Bye!